Hello. All right. So 30 days of shame and judgment to get you to your goal weight. Have you ever wondered why that's not a book in the bookstore? I have, because what happens with every single person, every person that attempts this journey of getting healthy, they've got that inner critic that comes in when they make a mistake. It judges them, it's critical, it's noticing all the things you're not doing. And we listen to it, we believe it, and then it affects our actions, right? So truly, I want you just to be honest with me for 1 second. I really want you to be honest here. If that voice really brought about the permanent change you want, wouldn't you have been at your goal decades ago? Truly. Like mine was in there all the time, just Heather, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. What if they figure out you're not perfect? Never shut up. And it wasn't until I started saying no to that voice, I started saying, nope, we're not going to talk about this. Nope, I wouldn't say that to another human being. I'm not going to listen to it. I started to ignore it, that I was actually able to make progress. But that voice kept me stuck in a super restrictive dieting thinking, to then lead to a binging thinking and a self-loathing and everything else. And truly, if that voice could whip me into shape, I should have been at my goal decades before I was. Like truly, I should have been. And we falsely are afraid, if we don't listen to it, that we're gonna slack. You know, I should have done this, I should have done that. If I could get my crap together, you know, I don't know why I keep doing this. We truly are afraid that if we let go of the critic, if we let go of the judgment and the shame, that somehow we're gonna become a blob on the couch and we're not gonna do anything. And I'm telling you, it's the exact opposite of what you think. Truly. When you become your own bestie, you become the person who says, you know what, sweetheart, yeah, you made a mistake. What can we learn from that? You know, that didn't go the way we thought it was going to go. Could we maybe do something different next time, right? When you start to talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend, it's amazing. You actually start to change your actions. And I'm telling you now, if you really go through the Half Size Me podcast and you pay attention to these interviews I do with people who have lost weight and have kept it off, that is one fundamental pivot that had to happen. They had to stop being critical. They had to start accepting mistakes. They had to be willing to kind of just course correct as things came up. They couldn't be and excuse this verbiage, the hard ass that they thought they had to be in order to get the results. But yet that's something we falsely buy into. Like, I've got to be hard on myself. You know, if I'm kind, if I'm patient, if I'm nice, oh my God, like, what's that going to create? Well, let's look at your past. Being super critical, being the judgment police of yourself, being harsh. Are you sitting at the goal weight you want to be right now? Has it truly worked in your favor? No, because what it always leads to, always, a lot of lower brain chatter, how we're going to fix this problem, micromanaging every decision you're going to make, overwhelm and stress and anxiety, which then leads to eating. Now, does that mean you need to blow smoke up your tushy and say you're the best thing since sliced bread? I didn't do that either. I just kept saying, no, I'm not going to listen to you. No, I'm not going to have this conversation. I know who you are. I am not going to believe a single word coming out of your mouth. Every holiday that we have, I usually get a bunch of voicemail messages from my clients where it's like, I had hoped I would do better. I got overwhelmed and stressed. I can't believe I did this again. Judgment, criticism. And I come back with, it's a holiday. What can you learn from it? What can you do different? You know, when you look at all the fall down moments, all they're there to do is to teach you what does and does not work for you. That's it. It's a way to learn how to course correct your situation. It is not a proof that you are incapable, that you are broken, that you can't do this. Yet that's what our judgment critical brain wants us to believe, right? And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I got hit with so many of them so close together, and I thought it's fascinating. Our lower brain, the critical judgment voice, the fear, all that, it's so universal. Like, I could talk to somebody in California, I could talk to somebody in the UK, and I can hear the exact same sentences. How do they know what the other person said? How is it that we all share a universal language that sounds identical? See, I get reinforced all the time about lower brains because I hear them all the time. Those are, and I always tell them, that's just your lower brain, not true, not real. You know, but how is it that people all around the globe, different places, don't communicate? They're saying verbatim the same thing. Because our lower brains are not creative, they're not crafty, they base, and if you were somebody who struggled with something else like writing, an art, you know, maybe you struggle with your work, you know, feeling not competent at your job and all that, it will use the exact same phrasing, but just be about something else. And what's cool about this is when you start to see it for what it really is, it's super easy to start to dismiss it. So I just want to encourage you, hear me please. If judgment, shame, and criticism truly was the way to get permanent change to your life, there would be books all over the bookshelves that say how to be more critical and judge yourself to get the results you want. They do not exist because that's not a good system. And you know it's inherently not a good system because you've probably been doing it for a really long time. And again, I make the point, if it had worked, you'd be where you want to be. It is not working. Do not believe that. Do not believe by shutting it down, you're somehow going to just give up. You're not going to give up. As a matter of fact, you're going to be more inspired, feel more cared for, feel more love and compassion for yourself to get up and do it again and again and again. Please hear me on this. It's not helping you, okay? All right, much love to you. Please like and subscribe, share the videos, but drop your judgment. And again, do not feel like you have to come back with something that doesn't feel true. You're just dismissing the desire to listen to it. I'm not listening to you. What you're saying is not helping me. This is not something I would say to a friend. Get really good at that. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.